Hello class, Mr. Garino here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get things you created in Adobe Animate onto your website. So the first thing is very simple. Anything that you drew that's not animated, but just some of your artwork that we did in the very beginning of the course, if you open that, like I'm going to open this line tool house, and I already have Animate open, so I can just double click on this to open it. If I want it on my web page, very simply, just File, Export it as an image. I don't want the white behind there because on my page maybe I have the blue background. I don't want this white rectangle around it. So I'll switch it from GIF, which it probably comes up for by default on your computer, and choose PNG 24. I could have left it on GIF, but GIF is lots of times for like animated GIFs, so I want to get off of that. I just want an image. JPEGs do not support transparency. PNGs do, so I'm going to choose the better quality. PNG 24. Just check off transparency. Click Save. Choose my folder. Got to navigate to it. This one right here. And just say save, and then if I go back to that folder, at the top should be Line Tool House PNG. So if I double click on that, it's just an image. Opens in my picture viewer, not Adobe Animate. And so then you would put it on your website as you would put any other picture on your website. Use the image tag. Okay, so that's really simple, obviously. But now let's do something that's really going to be a little complicated. We made this character animation. Spongebob animation with song via a button. Now I'm going to have to change that because it doesn't work right. It would work on a regular website or a website where you own the domain, you own the web server. But we're using Code.js, and sometimes they have certain limitations, and I emailed them about it, and they said, well, JavaScript files are a little, we want to be secure and stuff like that. All right, so they told me what to do. So this is what we have to do. First thing I'm going to do to keep things in order, because I like to keep things orderly, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it, let me call it Spongebob, because that's what I did. Animation, no audio. Okay, so now I have this folder right here, but I want the file from my character animation, which of course was Spongebob. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to my new folder I just made. I'm going to paste that in. Okay, now I'm going to rename it. And one of the things is when you publish your Animate folder, your Animate file I should say, it creates two files of the animation, an HTML file and a JavaScript file. And if you remember, I said you should never have spaces in your HTML files. So therefore, we shouldn't have any spaces in this because it's going to use the same exact name. So I'm going to take out my spaces. Spongebob animation. And it's not going to be with the button symbol and sound and song and all that. So Spongebob animation, no audio. Name it anything you want, just don't use any spaces. Okay, so that's my new name. I'm going to double click on that. And by the way, rather than have a button right on your animation that you can click and play a song, we're just going to put the song on our web page separately and be able to click on it like little audio controls to play it and pause it. So we're going to accomplish the same thing, but just slightly differently, just because of the way Code.js works. So I'm going to go to my timeline, and on my actions panel, I have all that code that was built in there, if you remember. Under the actions panel, we had this code that made it work, but they don't like that at Code.js, so we're going to delete this layer. We're also going to delete the button layer. We don't need the button anymore. Then we're going to come over here in our library. We're going to delete the song because we're not using the song. And we're going to delete the button because we're not using the button. So now this really is SpongeBob animation, no audio. So I'm going to resave that. Then I'm going to go to my publish settings. And over here, I'm going to click this folder to turn off exporting image assets into a separate folder. We could actually get it to work through CodeHS, but it becomes more complicated on how to find the images that are in that separate folder. So let's make it easy on ourselves right now. If we were making a really big website and it was our job to be a web designer, we'd want to be more organized. But for right now, by turning that off, it's just going to put everything in the same folder. We really don't have any sounds, but let's turn all of these folders off. So nothing is stored in any special folder. It's all just in the main folder. Easy access with our code. And then we're going to click this folder just to make sure it's going to the right place, which I don't even know where it's going to. So let me go navigate to my folder, make sure it's going to the right place. SpongeBob animation, no audio. So this is the folder I want to output my JavaScript file. Say save, and then just say OK. And then you notice little asterisks up here. That means something's been changed. Well, what's been changed is you change the publish settings. So let's resave this. In case we ever open it back up and publish again, it'll be the same settings. And then I'm going to do my Control Enter. And it plays my animation in a browser. But no audio. Okay, let's close this out. So now here's my website in CodeHS. Here's my computer animation page. So I want to put that animation on this page. Or rather, put a link on this page to that animation. But first I have to upload them. Now previously I showed you to go over here to More and Upload. But with this, the way CodeHS works with this animation, or with animations that we made in Adobe Animate, we can't do the upload here. It has to be uploaded and be part of our website. So we're going to do it here. New, Upload. Browse. Go to our folder. Where are we? Here we are. SpongeBob animation, no audio. So we don't need the Adobe Animate files, but we do need the JavaScript file. I'm going to open that and then say add, and it put it right here. It even has a little JS over there. And then we're going to do the next one, upload, browse, goes back to the same spot, the HTML file, open, add, and you see it right here. The little 5 means HTML5. And then new, upload, the next one, browse. This one's named the same name as our file, but then Atlas1. Let me upload that. And I'll show that to you in a second what it is. And then upload the last one, Constreet JPG. You might know that that's my background, or realize that's my background. So let me go back to that folder and show you. So here's my background image for my animation. So we need that because our JavaScript file is going to call for that, so it can load it onto the web page and display the background. But then what is this Atlas file? If I double click on that, what you see is commonly called a sprite sheet. And what that is one image, but all the different pieces that make up the whole image that's linked together for the animation, all the bits and pieces that I broke apart to make my character animation are all there in one file. And then between JavaScript and the HTML files, they put all this together and make it work. So you have to upload that as well. Okay, now that I have everything uploaded, if I click on this SpongeBob animation no audio.html, here's all the code that makes it work. You don't need to know what all this stuff is. It just works. Okay, sorry, I had a little glitch on my computer there for a second. So I'm picking up my video now. If it's a little choppy, sorry about that. But what I finished doing is I uploaded my HTML file, my JavaScript file, my PNG file, that's they put, or Adobe Animate calls it Atlas, like a sprite sheet, and my other picture file, Constreet JPG. So now they're all here, and this should work. But of course now I need to link somehow to this HTML file. So I'm not going to put that in my navigation bar because I have a navigation button called Computer Animation. So I'm going to go to that page, Computer Animation, and if you don't already have it, you should have a main section. And here I'm going to put in a link to that file. So I'm going to put an A tag, right? A href equals quote marks, and then this file name, the HTML file that you uploaded. So can we drag across this? Copy it. And it opened it when I clicked on it, so let me close that out. Go index, no, computer animation page. Click inside the quotes. Click inside the quotes. And then close off the A tag, or closing bracket, and then in between the A tags, type anything you want there. So how about my Spongebob animation? And that should be it. Of course, this link's going to be right up against my navigation bar, so maybe I just want to put in a couple of BR tags. And you could do some styling or whatever, but I'm just showing you how to get this part to work. You can make it look nice. So let's save this. Look at it in a new browser tab. Click on Computer Animation. Oh, by the way, I put a header up here. Another cool text thing I got from that website I showed you. So, I don't know. I just thought it was cool. That's why they call it cool text. And click on my link for the animation. And then my animation plays. So that's the animation I made in our computer animation course. So there you have it. Really pretty easy. So in the next video, what I'm going to show you is how to add the sound that you used with some control buttons on that same page where the animation plays.